Hi, this is Roger. Thanks for dropping by on this real autumn morning. We've had rain overnight, which is handy for planting, and the last time I looked that was blue sky. So it takes a while for the sun to get into the garden, but we will get some sun in the garden eventually. But prior to that, I need to get going. Now these are the new plants from Carole. First of all, these little pots over here are fine in their pots, so there is no rush to get those planted. The chances are I'm going to leave those till next weekend, not this one coming, like tomorrow. The following weekend my daughter's down, Hannah, and she likes helping with the garden. Well, if I leave those till next weekend, we've still got some stuff to plant, so she can help with that, along with attempting to get that bamboo down, of course. Right, so these are the plants from Carole. Now the plan today, first of all, in here are lavender and thyme. That is for the gravel beds, so that's for over there, yeah, not for now. What I plan to do first is I'll set the camera up on the tripod, and I propose to get everything out of there that's to go in here planted and done. Now I'm just going to stick the camera on the tripod and crack on. I will deal with the video as and when I've finished. If I have a break or anything, I'll just turn the camera off and turn it back on again. The chances are I'll end up speeding it up a bit and doing the Benny Hill treatment on it, otherwise it'll probably be boring. But there's phlox, Michaelmas daisies, campanula, and possibly some bits of other things to go in here. And I want to get those out the way first, and then what's left is to go in various places in the gravel beds along with the lavender and the thyme. So enough waffling. It's early in the day at the moment. It's not even 9:30 yet, so it's dead quiet out here. All the kids have hopefully cleared off to school, and I've got the place to myself for a bit. So yeah, that's the plan to get going. The other thing I'm going to do is this pot here, which I inherited. It's not mine, it's just been stuck there, and it's full of, I'll call it a weed, but in fact it's a wildflower, and it seeds readily, so it's a bit of a pain having that there. It's also, a plant could go there instead of having a pot full of something that produces effectively weeds. So I'm going to take that out and then just sort of fork over that area, and that gives me another place to plant something. Might not get planted today, but it gives me another area. It also gives me another pot to put something in the garden perhaps next year. I'm probably going to take that one out as well. That's a lovely clay pot, that one, but it's half buried. The only thing that grows in there is weeds, because there's nothing technically planted in there, and again that's taking up an area that a good sized plant could go in, so I think we'll get that out as well. And so that's the sort of plan. As I said, I'll get the camera on the tripod, get the bird table and that out of the way, and we'll make a start. Okay, that's everything planted. I'm going to run around with the hose and just water these in, because despite the ground being quite moist, you still need to run the water around the roots to embed the soil particles into the gaps in the roots and make sure they're well bedded in. So they still need to give them a squirt with the hose. So starting up this end, got a little corner here with nothing in it, so I put a little group of the small ferns in there. Hopefully they'll form a clump, and then that's the larger fern at the back that will come up over the top next year. It hasn't died, so it will grow. And then those are violets from the last lot that took. Yeah, and what I've done with the violets this time is put them all along this edge, up to the first primrose in fact, followed by another fern, and some more ferns, and these things. So that's what I've done there. Also, one of the small ferns went there in front of other types of ferns that will grow a lot taller. So that's that. Then up the back, the pale white with pink phlox. I like light colours in shady areas and deeper colours where they get some sun. So with the phlox, I've put the paler coloured ones up here, and I've got a clump there. There's a big stump there, so I can't plant anything there. So that's behind the elephant's ears and to the back, so they'll come up over the top. And then another decent clump there, followed by Michaelmas daisies and another clump of phlox in front. So that's going to form a group of phlox and Michaelmas daisies in there. Again, another fern from last time. Right, I've got a gap here with nothing in it. We'll put something in there one day. It doesn't all have to be done today. And then we've got some more violets here from last time. Geranium, aquiledias in various places. Some more phlox went up there, so they'll come up and lean forward next to this fern, and foxgloves behind. So that's going to form quite a group there. Phlox, more phlox, nice fern, and foxgloves, and the Michaelmas daisies in the middle. So that's that. I put some dirt around the base of the rose because it's not growing very well at all, and when I looked at it, the roots were, top of the root base was quite exposed, so I just put some dirt around that while I was there. Just took some out of that tub. Right, coming up here then, we've got some more phlox there, aquiledias in that gap there. There's some already there that have taken okay, so that, you know, leads from here, aquiledias running through there under the rose. These were primroses from last time. They've taken quite nicely, so that's going to be a nice clump, nice splash of yellow there. Right, where are we then? So up here we've got some more phlox there, and some up the back, and I think I put some Michaelmas daisies in there as well. Can't remember now. It's all getting a bit much. And then coming round here, that's aquilegia there. There's a huge tree stump there. You can probably see the outline of it, yeah? But it's really, really soft and soggy in the middle, so I planted aquilegias in there with some soil, and hopefully there's enough there for them to root. Now the campanula, that's a ground cover creeping base plant, I put a group there to fill in this gap, yeah? So in front of that stump, next to the bugle, and another load along here. Hopefully these will go back a bit, cascade over along with the bugle, and fill that corner up. All of those flower. The campanula has little purple bells, the bugle is an early spring bloomer and provides nectar for the bees when there's nothing much else around. And then up the back there is another row of aquiledias, so they'll come up, the blooms will come up over the top there. So that's everything out of the box to go in this area, and I'm going to sort of class that as that'll do for now, because I'm quite tired. My back is twinging a bit because I can't use the kneeler up in the undergrowth. You know, it would be sitting on top of other plants and stuff. And the few bits that I planted along the front I just did by crouching down, so I haven't knelt on the concrete. So we've saved the knees. However, when I start doing the gravel beds, which is the next job, I will use the kneeler so that I can get down at ground level and do things, you know, nice and close up. So there's now a lot of plants in here. There's also a lot of plants in here that you can't actually see, and that's the bulbs that will come up in the spring. And that's snowdrops, bluebells, snake's head fritillaries. Is there any other types of bulbs in there? Can't remember. But so we've got spring bulbs to come. The thing I'm really short on in this garden is daffodils. There's only one clump, and that's it. So I will get some daffodil bulbs, but this is the only place really where they could be planted, where they've got enough depth. You know, daffodils need to go right down in the ground basically to repeat flower. It's no good having them sat on the surface, so they're no good in gravel beds. So that's that bit done. Now I'm going to take a break, and then we'll have a think about doing some stuff on the gravel beds. I might not get all of that done today, but I'm aiming at getting, I mean basically there's not many plants in there. Got a load of primroses, they're all going along there. And then there's whatever that is, that's forget-me-nots, they've got to be dotted around. The Achillea and the Valerian. The Achillea will grow in the gravel bed, the Valerian might well go in a tub so that I can move it around. And then we've got the couple of clumps of lavender, gravel bed, quite a big hole needed for them, and some thyme which will split up into probably half a dozen maybe-ish pieces to dot around. So that's what's left to do, and the kneeler will come into its own, but I need a break now with some food and some coffee. So that's sort of part one of Friday, the planting day.